Hi, and welcome back to Dirty Brian's Garage. Today we're going to be playing around with this little, we got a 2019 Toro Recycler. I don't even have my mic with me today, so we're going to cut to the chase here so you can actually hear me. So anyway, what we got going on here, I had a very nice woman drop this off this morning. She's recommended to me by a friend and everything. She said for starters, the pull start was not working. She didn't know if it needed a new rope or a spring or whatever. But what's going on here is we are missing both pulls, and this little plate here is broken, as you can see. So we got something going on there. That problem there reminds me of an engine that is kicking back. So we're definitely going to pull the starter cup and check the flywheel key for everything. Also, at one point, she had somebody work on a mower, and it's got the automatic choke set up, and it's supposed to start first pull and everything. She said this thing has been a bear to start ever since the last guy worked on it. I did check to verify the choke is working right. Something tells me we probably got a plugged up jet or something, and it's not getting enough fuel. So we're gonna have to check that out. And another thing that raises awareness to that, now this could be her just mowing too tall of wet grass, but also we are just covered under here. I'm going to be pulling that blade and sharpening it. It's pretty much worn out, but I think we can get another season out of it. But you know, that reminds me a lot of a mower that isn't running right either, because it's not even clearing the grass. But also, like I said, she could be doing a lot of wet heavy stuff with it. But anyway, right now, first things first, we're going to give this thing a bath, and then we're going to tear into it. So we'll be back shortly. Hey guys, so we're in for my bath. Obviously, you can see I didn't get the inside of the carburetor yet, but that's no biggie. But anyway, we got, you know, everything else cleaned up. One issue I'm seeing right here, our wheels are as stiff as anything. I pulled one of the wheels, and I wasn't sure if it had the freewheeling axles or the fixed axles, which this does have the fixed axles. We have a bearing here and a bearing over on that side. Both of these bearings are sticking. We're gonna look into that in a little bit. I may be able to grease them up a little bit. If not, we're gonna have to replace them, but I will let her know about that at the time. But anyway, so I pulled the spark plug. Here's our plug. She is just as rich. This mower's been running rich as anything. So let's go ahead and get that flywheel key out of there. Get that flywheel bolt out of there, rather. Shoot, there we go. I want to see what's up with this. I want to see, we either got some timing off or possibly a carburetor issue. Jeez. Oops. Sorry. I guess we dropped you. There we go. Yeah, rats. Alright. So, our timing is right where it belongs. And so if I have maybe a smidge in, but not that's not enough to hurt anything. This engine will still run fine. So at this point, what I'm saying is we got a carburetor issue. Now, that spark plug running that rich, that could be a choke issue, but I don't think that's what it is. Choke issue, even the mower would start no problem. But if you got your jet and your emulsion tube, that both they play a critical part in this thing. Air and fuel to atomize it, to mix it. So I think what we got going on is we're not getting enough air into this carburetor. So give me a second here. We're gonna go ahead and pull this carb off, and we're gonna go from there with it. Alright, yeah, that should be good. So we got a couple 8mm bolts here, 5/16, whatever you want to call them. I have yet to fix this ratchet. Been talking about it for what, a year now? But oh well. I might actually put my wife on that job because she likes to talk on the phone. Walmart won't, I bought this thing from Walmart, this set, and everything. They won't warranty it. They're like, you gotta go through Stanley, which is fine. I mean, it's just a matter of me sitting on the phone and doing so. And I keep talking about it, but as far as actually doing it, well, that's a different story. So we're gonna go ahead and take out our two bolts here that hold the thing onto hold the breather cover onto the plate. Take our gas tank, just lift her up out of there. And we're gonna pull both of them as a unit. That way it's easier. Pull our breather tube. And that. Alright, so we're out of here with both of those items. Of course, the O-ring and a little plastic thing come out as always. Now, when I put that unit back together, I'll put, I won't do it as a tank and the thing holds, but anyway, I'm going to take this thing out. I'm going to give her another bath. Now we can get to this area here that I wasn't able to wash earlier. I got to tip this thing up on its side in order to get the the oil drain in and everything, and maybe check into these bearings a little bit. So I'll be back in a minute, and then we're gonna we'll be on a bench. We're gonna go through that carburetor and that pull starter. So we'll be right back. All right, guys. So we're out in the driveway. I got this thing torn down a little more. Got the little cover off the blade. That she's got a little bit of grass in there, not too awful bad. Obviously, I'm gonna clean it. Up in here is pretty good. I actually blasted that out with a hose when I was working on it earlier. But this is the bearing I was speaking of. There's one on each side. You got your two bolts here to hold it in place. These bearings are shot. Sometimes you can get away with taking this little plastic plate out of there and popping it and jam some grease in there and everything. This bearing is to the point that I think if I try and touch it, it's just gonna fall apart. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna give it some oil like that. All right, we're gonna let that thing soak in for probably 15 minutes or so. It will actually sink down into the bearing itself and give it a little extra lubrication just for a short term. I mean, this is just a band-aid, but it's still going to be far better than what we're dealing with. And like I said, this is this woman's first time here, and I'm hoping she watches this video. At least she can see the level of the work that's being done to this thing. Like right here, we had a broken backing plate. This tire is full of junk. We're gonna go ahead and when I have it up on a stand, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this and clean that up anyway. And I can get this backing plate. I don't have one of them in stock, but we can get them cheap, and we can get bearings cheap and everything. So I think it's basically gonna be a matter of how good this mower runs when we have it done, and maybe she'll decide to throw a little more at it and everything. But that's it for right now. Up next, we're going to be up on a bench. We're going to do this carburetor and this spool starter and everything, and we'll go from there with it. So, well, I am very happy I decided to take that wheel off the other side with the broken backing plate. Look at all this junk in this thing. This thing is just covered. So we're going to clean that up, and I'll put it back together for her and let her know we definitely need another backing plate on that side, because that's crazy. Anyway, we'll be back in a couple minutes. I figured I'd show you this one. Hey guys, so we're gonna go ahead and go on this pull starter. Unfortunately, my carburetor video didn't pan out as I would have liked it to. I started filming it, and at some point the phone shut off and I didn't realize it. I lost a bunch of footage on that, but That's all right. You know, I've done those carburetors before, and I'm sure I'll do more of them. But the emulsion tube was plugged up in it, as I thought it was. So I'm hoping that we're gonna have a good runner after this. But the last piece of the puzzle right here is this pull starter. So, like I said, this plate is actually broken. So we gotta get that out of there. So we're gonna go ahead like so. I pulled the clip off it already. So just gotta go ahead and pop it out of there. Now here's your pulls. These are what's gonna engage that starter. And what I like to do on these, I put a very small amount of moly grease on them. Just not, you know, you don't want to go crazy with it because it will actually, it'll make them kind of stick a little bit. But just a little bit to help lube them up a little bit. It never hurt a thing. So we're gonna go ahead and they go on these little pins here, like so. They fit in as such. And then we're gonna take our little plate. Now we just gotta figure out how it goes on here. Believe like so. There we go. All right, and then we're gonna put our little clip back in there. That. And that's what you want right there. Everything's working as it should. So I think we're all set there. But yeah, here's our finished product. Like I said, this is kind of makes me mad that this didn't film out, but whatever. But here's our rest of our engine and everything. So give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna bolt this pull starter back on, and we're gonna take this thing out. I gotta put gas and oil in it, obviously. We're gonna take this thing out in the driveway. We're gonna listen to it run, and hopefully we got a good runner out of it. So we'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, so here's our finished product. We got our 2019 Toro. Everything. I did give it a quick dab of polish and everything. It's not really looking all that bad, but I'm gonna tell you right out, one other problem I had with this mower, you know, where the pull starter was broken, obviously I had never got to pull it. So as soon as I got this thing out in the driveway, I just gave it a tug just to see what was going on, and our compressor release was not working. So I had this customer, actually, she's coming here in under an hour to pick this thing up. I had to rush on it. I'm sorry, I would have filmed it, but I did reset the valves on it. On these engines here, you could tell this engine's taking some abuse. I set these valves at 4 thousandths each, and sure enough, she's pulling over like butter now. So I think that we got that part straightened out. So now all we really got to do is add some gas to it, and we're going to see what happens. And I apologize if you can't hear it as good. That mic is just acting up. I'm not happy with it. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little gas in this thing, and we're going to give it a shot. I think she's going to run. Maybe I put too much in there. The gas that came in this thing was just all watered down and everything. It crusted a bit. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot right now. There we go. Alright, let's see if this little girl will fire up for us. Actually, let me let this thing soak in a little bit because I forgot the car dry. Anyway, before I get going on that, I realize my Craftsman video is, that is pending at the moment and everything. These mowers here that, we're fixing and selling and everything, they fund projects like that Craftsman. So, we got to get a couple of these out, and then we're going to get back on the Craftsman, get that thing running, and get it sold, hopefully. Because I kind of looked the money out of that thing in my pocket instead of looking at that stupid thing in my driveway. But anyway, alright, so that should be long enough for that thing to drain down into the carburetor. Let's go ahead and fire this thing off. I like to hear. That's exactly what I want to hear. Alright, so anyway, I am going to let this thing run a few minutes off film. I want to make sure that choke's opening correctly and everything, which I believe it is. I think our emulsion tube was the issue with the running rich, and I also believe that our compression release is what broke the pull starter. So, but hey, I'm gonna let it run a little bit, and then we'll go from there with it, and I will let you know the results in the next video and everything. But I'm gonna say this one's good to go. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry we missed parts of it and everything, and I'm doing my best here. But anyway, you guys have a great night, and we'll catch you on the next one.